Hi there, welcome back again to Live Limitless. Today we are going to live a limitless life with Vijayta Shastri, our special guest. And Vijayta has an extensive 25 years of experience to his credit and has worked on challenging assignments in different and varied industries like the healthcare and hospitality and technology, including the Open Innovation Lead at NASCOM. And currently, Vijayta is part of the startup community, serving as the executive director at TIE, the Indus Entrepreneurs TIE as an organization. This is a role with huge responsibilities, and I'm sure that he will handle really well because I have known Vijayta for the last, I think, 5, 6 years now, and we've been good friends. And I appreciate his ideas and his endeavors. Like he has been instrumental in creating so many different avenues for the organization that he has worked, and also made a big impact for all the members of those organizations as well. So, without much ado, here we are. Welcome to the show, Vijayta.
Thank you so much, Ram. Very wonderful to be interacting with you. I have a lot of respect for the work that you have also been doing, Ram, and I've been privileged to attend your talks, be part of some of those sessions. And also, I know that you have been helping a lot of people to get their knowledge, their insights into books and other things. So that's brilliant. Thank you so much for having me here. It's a delight, it's an honor, it's a privilege. Thank you so much, Ram.
Thank you, Vijayta, for those kind words. So, as this the format of these interviews goes, I'll be asking you a bunch of questions. Let me start with the first one. So, we are all in a different situation now, and there are what do you think are the opportunities and possibilities for growth that are available for startup today in this pandemic environment that we are currently going?
Thank you so much, Ram, for asking that question. And first of all, this should be a shout out to all the entrepreneurs, innovators, and startup founders and their teams because they have been working very, very hard. They have actually brought Bangalore and India into the global map because of the fantastic work that they've been doing over the last, decade, 15 years and technology disruptions. Kudos to them. Yes, there are challenges. There is going to be tough times because many industries and sectors, Ram, that they were focusing on, whether it is travel, retail, hospitality, co-working, co-living, wherever effects have happened because of this partial lockdown and shutdown, they are going to have a tough time and they can't run away from it because the buying decisions are getting delayed, funding has been delayed. But can we blame the world or should we do something about it? So this is a messaging out. So what are the opportunities that is still possible? There are industries which still need their services, which still need their technology. Okay, so anyone who can provide digital transformation and innovation, anyone who can work in sectors which need services like healthcare is a big one, remote education, like how we are talking over a web conferencing tool. So there's a lot of video conferencing tools that is required all over the world to make up for the lack of travel that's going to happen for many, many foreseen years because there's a huge saving also for corporates. Then if you see edtech, if you see the way that Byju's of the world are making money, why can't more startups do that? Because education, especially that needs to be spread to the hinterland of India and the globe or even Africa, massive opportunity. There is money to be made in this. Okay, fintech. It is not just the companies like InstaMojo, Razorpay, and all who are doing well, but there's a lot of opportunity now to be service providers for banks, and they still have this. So sectors like fintech, edtech, healthcare, urban mobility, and it is not just the Indian opportunity, Ram. You crack your innovation, you bring the technology to the fore, you can take these innovations and solutions and your products to all over the world. And governments are willing to work with you, large enterprises are willing to work with you. And why I say that is thanks to all the partners that we have been working in the last few years, Ram. I'll give a shout out to them like Lowe's Innovation Lab, AB InBev, Target, the Cisco Launchpad the folks, the wonderful people who are there at the SAP Startup Studio. A lot of these accelerators and companies are looking to work with startups, but the key is they must show P&L impact and show that this is where you can make money. Number one, and number two, more importantly, you can't say that I'll show you something after 6 months. They expect things to be shown within the first couple of months. Okay, so opportunities are still there. You just have to be very tough in to yourself to go after it and be a sales guy. Too many times we hear talks, Ram, that I'm a technology person, I can't sell. No choice, you have to sell. And
exactly.
everyone in your team, you should train them on how to make customer calls, convince customers, do pre-sales research. And yes, opportunities are there. I am more than happy to stay in connect with people, and through you and your platforms, let's keep spreading the positive word around.
Absolutely, absolutely. So that was so interesting to understand what are the different segments that are, having a lot of opportunities. At
Yes.
the same time, there are also some sectors where industries where it is slowing down a little bit. So how do founders of those companies or organizations pivot and address new customer segments? Any idea on that?
Exactly, exactly. So, and it is not that I'm giving an idea only, Ram, because people have started working on this in the last 2 months. Like one of the things that I make to point to invest my time is to talk to founders who I know are doing a lot of work. For example, let's talk about robotics. There is a lot of opportunity in hospitals and hospitality for robotics because you want to be contactless, right? You don't want to have people, maintaining. You have to have people maintaining social distance. So you want to avoid too much of contact or proximity. So robotics in healthcare, robotics in manufacturing and logistics, the hospitality sector, the retail sector is another big thing that is taking off now, right? I mean, if you know, the e-commerce is still doing well. E-commerce does need warehousing support, etc. That's number one. The other thing is, yes, the pandemic has come in, and because of that, healthcare is becoming very important. There's a lot of new guidelines around that is coming out in telemedicine, and because of that, people who use these kind of tools, video conferencing, telemedicine, will have a huge impact. Correct? They can crack a lot of, and because now people are open, the doctors, the medical fraternity are willing to get into this telemedicine. The government is also creating policies. So these are two sectors that I just talked about. The other thing is like disinfecting, sanitization, using UV products to like metal. Like so many people, we are so used to it, right? A touch of this that. So there's a lot of new products in healthcare which are making the sanitization much better and faster. Okay, 100%. We talked about remote education. We talked about the fact that you give work from home tools, you give work from remote center tools, kind of thing. These kind of opportunities also are massive, and we must crack this game around because this is where the evaluations are going to be very, very high. There's billions of dollars on the table, and why should we as Indians miss this opportunity? So these are just three things. But now, how to go about it? Right? It's easy for me to give you all these stories. Not that the founders don't know it. One is get into conversations more and more with your investors, potential investors or existing investors, because they also have got a very close eye on what's happening around the world. They can help you to identify opportunities. Talk to your customers. Again, when I say customers, is those who are paying you, not paying you, potential customers. Talk to them. Understand their unmet needs. Understand the problem areas that they really need. But again, specifically, you have to solve it in the next 1 2 months, not 6 months or 1 year from now. Correct? You address their needs today. You pivot your products and solutions towards that, and they pay you for it. You're going to get this. And third thing, very important, be with your team. Ram. Your team, which also should include your mentors, your advisors, whether you're paying them or not. Talk to them because everyone is doing a lot of reading. Everyone is intelligent. It's not alone that you have to fight this battle. Okay, so you have your customers, you have your potential investors or existing investors, you have your team. There's so much of fantastic research reports right now, and I would love to share some of them with you so you can disseminate to the larger audience. And I share it, of course, on my timelines. McKinsey's of the world, the Bain
Mhm.
companies, and all of them are bringing out beautiful reports which talk about which industries are going to take a slight bashing. Okay, airline industry, hospitality, retail, where there's a lot of contact. All these things will take and anything that is there, supposing you have manufacturing but you're focusing on something that is more of appeasement right now or feel good right now, if at least for some more time people may not really buy those kind of products. But if you have the ability to do something to build products and solutions and services which can solve a need which is right now or over the next few months, you can pivot your services and products toward that. And you have to be nimble and agile. I think this is what we have to learn from the Japanese, the Koreans, and the Chinese, right? They're very nimble, they're very agile, they do so much of research work and crack before the customer even understands that he needs it. It's out there and they're buying it in the millions, right? So this kind of attitude and the growth mindset, which has to be ingrained in you, it's a training that the founders and the teams have to put into themselves. It is then very much possible to pivot and crack the existing markets still. Because to give you a perspective, Ram, the world economy is $86 trillion. I can't even understand what that means. Okay, don't try to take out a calculator. Okay, but even if there is a say a 10 or 15 or even 20% contract, okay, let's imagine that there's such a bad like depression or recession or whatever you call it, but that still leaves about $65 trillion on the table.
That's right.
Is it at a small amount? Of course, it's not a small amount.
Not at all.
So the fittest, you have to get fit, you have to survive, you have to innovate, you have to pivot, find the opportunity and crack it. But at the same time, not for the sake of doing it, get paid. Okay.
Mm.
Do not forget that making money is very critical and you have to have a good runway. So make sure that your legal, your financial skill sets also are of the top end. Do not compromise on paperwork and that kind of thing, and make money. Why
Absolutely.
shouldn't we do that?
Absolutely. It's only if you have more, you can do more and be more.
Yes. Exactly, Ram. You got it right.
Which brings me to the next segment of this interview. If I have to ask you, like, to share one or two pieces of advice specifically for the startups, what would those two advices or tips would be?
Definitely, Ram. See, Ram, the kind of thing that has happened right now, because when it's people are at home, people are not traveling. So a lot of innovation has happened around digital dissemination of information, knowledge, resources, and insight. Okay, and that would be my advice to all these guys: tap these resources, because some of the finest speakers have been actually, and I know these guys because we are, Ram, that we organize a lot of these kind of sessions. I know the effort that they put in. They don't just come there and talk. They research, they prepare, they do a lot of ideation, they prepare slides, they crunch the knowledge, right? Okay, how do you expand your runaway? How do you pivot? How do you find new customers? How do you find new ways to make money? How do you research work and find the unmet needs that people are willing to pay for, whether it is B2C or B2B? A lot of these tools and everything is being shared out there. So I think mind mapping is something that is very beautiful. I really would recommend it. Read some of the books that you have been taking out and some of those beautiful videos that you and your team have been sharing. No, resources are available, right? And
That's
and
true.
guess what? You said it yourself, right? It's for free. Please take it. Please use it. Okay, there is a lot of wonderful information in terms of digital tools, like work from home, like like Google Chrome extensions, how to use CRMs, how to use tracking tools. I use a lot of these things, and it really
Mhm.
helps me a lot. And what I've also understood is that pick up the phone, ping people, talk to people, get over your shyness. If that is the one tool that really
Mhm.
matters, is build meaningful contributions. Okay,
Fantastic.
that is the real insight and advice I can give you. And despite all the stress, despite everything, maintain your calm, your dignity, your kindness.
Mhm.
Try to pay it forward to a few folks, right? Because I'm seeing that a lot of founders, Ram, are talking to each other. They're sharing their situations, their pain points. A lot of people are sharing resources. For example, people who have larger office spaces. Okay, they're
Mhm.
willing to tell other founders that, look, you can come and work out from our office, pay some bills, right? Because there is some there is expenses around internet or this, so that pay some money, but
That
that
can
is
be
like
shared.
one third of what you would have paid in a co-working space. Which is not saying that co-working spaces will shut down. They'll kill me if I say that, but help people. But after you expand, you can't stay in that office forever, right? Then you have to move to your own office or your co-working space, whatever. But share resources, be kind to each other. That's the advice, that's the tip, that's the insight or tool or whatever. I'm not talking just about technology. While we have to adopt technology, but to learn to once again work with people.
Fantastic.
Okay, if that
Wonderful.
makes sense.
Wonderful. Great insights. And I completely resonate with your suggestions and advices that you just
And
shared.
a good book to read, Hard Things About Hard Things. I think that won't change. That's a beautiful book. But
So
like
I
how do
was just
you?
I was ready to ask you to recommend one key resource. So the resource that you want to recommend is a book.
Yeah, it's a book. Definitely, Hard Things About Hard Things is very nice. And also, I like the way that if you go to slideshare.net and if you go to YouTube, there are a lot of these book extracts. Like suppose you want to learn about lean canvas, you want to learn about business modeling, you want to learn about pitching. Correct. The best resources are being made available by people who otherwise would be charging a bomb for this or would guard it. But they have understood now that they're in a much better, comfortable situation. Give tips, give resources, but if you don't spend time to research and use it, then it's of no value.
Like book summaries, you mean to say.
Book summaries, yes,
Fantastic.
Ram.
That's a
Really,
very good resource. Yes.
yeah.
You don't
Because
have
how
to
much can you
read
read?
the entire book. You can just pick up the summary and then
Correct.
understand the concept. And
Correct.
if you're really interested,
Correct.
then you can buy the book and read it.
Absolutely. So I would give a shout out for a couple of other concepts which people should research work. One is Ikigai, the reason for being, that a Japanese concept. I think that's a very beautiful concept. Yes, yes. And the other thing is there are these books by, I think, Carl Newport, which talks about deep work. How do you do a lot of work without distraction? A lot of, how do you really focus? I think, yeah, I know I can. Yeah, so so these are books, and Ram, and I know you're a vociferous reader, and you write and you help people to distill their thought processes to into beautiful, easy to digest books. Yes, some of the things, the insights that you have been given, I've been finding it very, very useful. So a shout out to you as well. Thank you for that.
Thank you so much, Vijeta, for joining us on this 321 Live Limitless. The idea of this interviews is to bring on experts like you and have you share your insights, your perspectives in short capsules, so people can really take this, insights and use it in their business or
Correct.
career or life effectively. So thank you once again for joining us on
Thank
the
you,
show.
Ram. Take care. And I
Such a
promise
pleasure.
to, and I know you have been giving a lot of, good resources on your LinkedIn. Please tag me. I promise to reshare, and let's spread the good word, Ram. And all the best for you. Take care, stay healthy, and do well in life, Ram. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much. Nice having you.